Pivot charts let you summarize your data visually, so that means that color and layout are extremely important. In this movie, I will show you how to change the formatting of your pivot chart elements so that you can best communicate your data. I will use the formatting sample file, which you can find in the Chapter 6 folder of your exercise files archive. The first thing you need to do is click your pivot chart if it isn't already selected. Doing so in Excel 2013 displays two new items, and those are action buttons here at the top right corner of the pivot chart. The first one is the Chart Elements button, which I'll cover in another movie, and the second is the Chart Styles button. That's the one we'll work with here. Clicking the Chart Styles button displays a pane with two different tabs. The first one is Style, the second is Color. On the Style tab, you can see that there are different styles that you can apply to your pivot table. So for example, you can scroll down through the list or the gallery and see if there is a style you'd like to apply to your pivot chart. Just for contrast, I will click the style that has a black background. So I'll click that. Doing so applies that new style to the pivot chart. If I want, I can also select a different color scheme. To do that, I'll click Color, and I can select any one of these palettes. So I have colorful, I have monochromatic, and so on. If I want to see what it would look like to apply one of those new color schemes, all I have to do is hover the mouse pointer over one of them. And if I were to go down here, I'd have color 3, and hover down here, color 4. I can also go down to the monochromatic area, and I can see what it would look like with various shades of gray, various shades of yellowish orange, blue, and so on. In this case, I won't apply any of the new color schemes, and that means that I can click the Chart Styles button to close the panes. You can also format individual chart elements. To do that, click any element, say for example, the legend area, and then on the Pivot Chart Tools contextual tabs, click Format. Now you can use the tools here to change the formatting of that particular element. So let's say, for example, that I want to apply a different fill to the legend. To do that with the legend selected, and I'm on the Format tab, I'd click Shape Fill, and in this case, I'll give it a slightly different color of gray, just to make sure it stands out. If you want to select a chart element, but you're not sure what it is or what you need to do to click it, then you can click the Format tab, and then in the current selection group, click the Chart Elements List Boxes down arrow. Doing so displays a list of all of the items that you can select. So for example, if you want to change the formatting only of Series 1, you can click that. Doing so causes Excel to select all of the items in Series 1, which is Quarter 1 for the balance, dance, play, sport, and work departments. Now you can use the tools on the Format Contextual tab to change the formatting for this data series. So for example, if you wanted to select a different color of blue or a different shade of blue, you could click the Shape Fill button and then select a slightly different color of blue. And like I said, you can do that for any element in your pivot chart. Formatting pivot charts is very much like formatting a regular chart. You can format the entire chart at once using the Chart Styles control, or you can select an individual chart element and use the controls on the Format Contextual tab of the ribbon to make any changes you want.